And first and foremost, gratitude to Caliber Jewellery for allowing me access to this timepiece. Without them, would not be able to have a look or produce content on such timepieces. So huge gratitude to them. And obviously I'll be putting their details in the description if you want to check out what they do. So today we're taking a closer look at the Rolex Sky-Dweller reference 326934, the ultimate traveler's Rolex, a watch that brings together complication, engineering, and luxury in a deceptively simple and luxurious package. It was first introduced in 2012 and refined later in generations. The Sky-Dweller combines a dual time zone, annual calendar, and innovative ring command bezel. And all of this is packed within a 42mm masterpiece. So let's move on to some of the design features and materials. So this reference 326934 features a 42mm stainless steel case and a white gold fluted bezel, giving it that unmistakable Rolex signature. The blue sunburst dial is actually one of the most popular configurations, and it beautifully plays with the light shifting from navy to deep royal blue tones depending on the angle. So the case stands around 14mm thick, giving the watch presence, but still fitting neatly under the cuff. Every surface feels deliberate, brushed lugs, polished flanks, and the white gold bezel catching reflections like the mirror. The watch is fitted to a solid oyster bracelet, fully stainless steel, and polished center links with the brushed outer and the folding clasp that balances security and comfort. So we got that here, and spring loaded. The movement and functionality. So inside beats the Rolex Caliber 9001 movement, one of the brand's most complex and compatible movements. So this is one of the most complicated movements that Rolex does. It's an automatic caliber, meaning that it's self-winding with a 42-hour power reserve. 40 joules goes into this movement, and a base architecture evolved from the proven Caliber 3135. What makes it special is the ring command system that is actually hidden into this fluted bezel. It isn't just decoration, it actually rotates which function you're adjusting. So like with all Rolexes, you unscrew this crown here, and that initially allows you to wind it. So now in the furthest clockwise position, the fluted bezel is neutral, and pulling that out doesn't really activate any function. So reinserting it to the winding position, we move it one notch, so the whole bezel anti-clockwise to the first position, pulling back out the crown. That gives us the ability to change the date, but also, okay, so that's the ability to change the date. So that gives us the ability to change the date, but also, as you can see here, under each hour marker, we have this red dot. As we cycle through there, we can see that changes the month, because obviously there's 12 markers and 12 months of the year. So that being the 9th position would be equivalent to September. Pushing that back in. Let's move back in one more. And then now that is going to allow us to change the hours. So if we fly ahead, maybe we've got, you know, a short journey and it's going to be 1 or 2 hours ahead within Europe, or we can go forward and backwards several hours. And that allows us to set the second time zone whilst keeping the reference time zone, which is in the back there. And we'll now see that in the next. So in the far most anti-clockwise setting of the bezel, pulling it back out will allow us to set the time. Notice the seconds have stopped as well this time, and also that center hour within the dial is moving as well. So the second time zone is displayed via the 24-hour disc inside, and the red indicator above each hour marker shows the current month. So this is a rare blend of complexity and practicality as well as technicality. It's effortless and operates once you understand the logic. So it's quite easy once you get it. So moving on now, and just going to screw that crown back to make it waterproof. I'm going to go on to the wearability and presence. So on the wrist, the Sky-Dweller, and this one has quite short links, so I'm not going to try to squeeze it on. It's feels quite substantial, but at the same time very balanced. And as you can see, that will sit nicely on the wrist with the polished side links there. The 42mm case distributes weight evenly, and the oyster bracelet gives it that familiar Rolex comfort. At 10 ATM water resistance, it's safe for daily wear or even the occasional rain or swim. The Blue Dial model in particular has a good wrist presence. Obviously, it's got a vibrant but controlled look to it, making it versatile for both business travel and evening wear. So you can imagine this would look good as part of a suit, or even having, some jeans on. So the Sky-Dweller sits at the top of Rolex's complication hierarchy, just below the Daytona in cultural recognition, but arguably above in technical sophistication. So when it was launched, it was available only in precious metals, which was either solid gold or solid white gold. And the introduction of the steel and white gold models made it essentially much more attainable and increased that demand massively. So the pre-owned prices vary at the moment, but the Blue Dial, the 326934, remains one of the most desirable modern Rolexes due to its combination of utility, beauty, and exclusivity as well. So the Rolex Sky-Dweller is what happens when Rolex decides to flex its engineering muscle without losing its everyday usability. And it's maintained Rolex's classic look here. It's the thinking collector's travel watch. It's precise, it's legible, and as you can see in this package, brilliantly executed. It's subtle luxury.